Hi everyone, I'm Selma Jacinto Domingos, your host. I'm an author, a speaker, leadership educator, and a life changer coach. Welcome to Selma Success TV to empower you to change your life for the better. Today we will talk about how to leave your 9 to 5 job and start your own business. I'm really very excited about this topic because so many of us can relate to that. And maybe you also trying to figure out how to leave your 9 to 5 job and start your own business. So we were there before, so we can really understand you. Our special guest today is Cherri Walston, inspirational speaker and the work and life mentor. Cherri is also an author, and our book is Her Exit Strategy: The Working Women's Freedom Plan to Live Your Big Vision. I'm really very excited about this conversation. Cherri, would you like to introduce yourself, and then we will just start our beautiful conversation about this amazing topic.
Yes, well, thank you so much, Selma, for having me. It's exciting to be here on your show and to chat with you and just to empower and encourage your audience. My background started out I have a 20-year background in human resources development. And so I've held many different roles as training manager, corporate trainer, leadership performance coach. I've been an instructor as well. And so worked in various industries. And so I've always been passionate about personal growth and development. And I recall being early in my career and going through a transition myself and losing my job.
Mhm.
And it was like, wow, okay, I thought I was on purpose, God. What does this mean?
Yes.
So I ended up volunteering for a women's resource center. And that's where I like to say the divine intervention happened. That's when I
Wow.
discovered coaching and went back and got a coaching certification and really just started coaching, inside organizations that I work for, as well as coaching on the side where I have my own business helping women navigate the transitions and their perceived limitations
Yeah.
in life.
Wow, that's amazing. That's very impressive. I heard like, many people and when they lose their job or something happen and they just kind of like going the mindset of blaming the circumstances. But at the end of the day, sometimes those things, those, challenge in your life, it's really to help you make a decision. So I know you are here and maybe trying to, figure out how really you can leave your 9 to 5 job and just start your own business. Sharon, many people, they feel stuck. Like when they think that they have to leave the 9 to 5 job and start something new, they just have this fear, and it's really very hard for them to make a decision. So how can someone, for example, that is working in the corporate job for 20 years and is like in the transition step and just want to understand how can she make the next move so she can start her own job, her own business.
Yeah, that's a very, very good question because I never looked at just jumping and taking a leap
Mm-hmm.
without having a vision. I'm really
Very
big on
important.
having a vision for your life and what that looks like. And how do you see yourself showing up? What would you like to do? Who would you like to be? So I think it starts with the vision. And when I wrote the book, Her Exit Strategy, it was really
Mm-hmm.
about having a vision beyond your 9 to 5 job. So while you're in the corporate space, having that vision, and then, finding out what are you passionate about? And is the work that you're doing already in corporate America,
Mm-hmm.
is that something that you could see yourself doing beyond? your 9 to 5 job or something similar.
Yeah.
So, really using the gifts and talents that you have and how can you use those on the side? So it really, for me, I've gone through 3 career transitions,
Wow.
but during the whole time, I've always had a vision for what I wanted to do.
Hmm.
So it was really for me working that vision on the side and growing it because you really never know whether or not you have to leave on your own accord or you're asked to leave.
Yes.
So I think it's really about preparing yourself. What's your personal vision and what are you passionate about? And that's the beginning of starting a strategy and even getting a mentor or a coach to kind of help you work through those things.
Yes, preparation is key. I remember when I was working the bank and then I decided to leave my 9 to 5 job and start my own business. I remember I was so scared. Really, I was like, oh my goodness, how will this work? How I will do it? But I had this vision, that was like, okay, I can do it. I have all those skills and I have this open learning mindset. So I just need really to jump into my visions and make this work. And I know can be very scary, and even sometimes, even if you have like a vision of the things that you want to do, still making the decision to leave your 9 to 5 job can be scary. And sometimes you don't have a clear vision, and you still want to make this change. What we can tell to someone that doesn't have a clear vision, but they still have this feeling like, I need to do this, I need to change. I know something, I know there is something more that I can do. I know there is something out there, but it's not clear yet. But I have this feeling, my vision is not clear, but I have this feeling and I want to make it change. How can we encourage someone that they don't have the clear vision to change, but they still wanted to make this move to jump and just start their own business?
Well, the first thing is find a supportive network.
Hmm.
That was something that it really helped me to start networking with other visionaries, other women, women's group, whether it's maybe in a business
Hmm.
industry, specific business industry, or a networking group, or something where you can get the support that you can talk to other, what I like to call high achieving women.
Yes.
You want to be in the company of those women who are pursuing their passion and their vision and their goals. And that way, when you network with them, you can ask questions. It might, help you get a little bit of clarity. And also, I can't not tell you how powerful it is to
Yes.
have a coach. I didn't take a leap without having a coach. I've always
Mhm.
had coaches need coaches too.
Yes.
So I've always had a coach. I've always had a mentor that I can bounce things off of. Someone that can kind of challenge me and ask me specific questions that
Yeah.
will kind of, trigger my thoughts and, really sit down and reflect. I think one of the most powerful things is to really sit down and get still and quiet. Sometimes we can get so busy
Yeah.
doing things that we aren't comfortable of being still and listening to the heart. What is your heart speaking to you? And finding and asking the right questions to yourself. What do you want? That's the most powerful question. What
Yes.
do you want? And you've got to get clear about what you want. And journal. Just write down, brainstorm, and put down ideas.
Wow, that's amazing. And what do you want is one of the hardest questions to answer because of our like circumstances and sometimes because of our life experience and dealing with all just the life challenge.
Mhm.
really having clear in your mind what you want can be very difficult. And I truly believe in that preparation is key, and also what you mentioned, like just have some time with yourself and think about what you want. Listen to your thoughts,
Yes.
to your heart and mind and soul and
Mhm.
spirit, and really trying to listen. That's
Yeah.
is the better way to really give you the answer what you want in a life, and then start preparing yourself for the next move. What do you want to do if you leave your 9 to 5 job? One other things also that you know I know it's very important, it's really to know what skills do you have for you to create something in your own, like your own business, and to help the other person. I remember when I came, I did a lot of volunteer work, special because English is my fourth language. So I did that. Yes, I did a lot of volunteer work really to practice this English. I love to help people too, but at the same time, I'm trying to say is trying to find something that is related to what you want to do in order to help you to get where you want to be. So it's just, having this kind of mindset. And Sherry, I hear like a lot of people, mention that sometimes their environment just doesn't help. How
Yeah.
can someone, that is in a very challenged environment, for example, or is a single mom,
Mhm.
or, is having relationship problems, or have kids to raise, how can they make sure if they have like this feeling, that they need to leave their 9 to 5 job and start their own business, how can make this change in life and just go forward for their dreams?
That's a very good question. I'm big on personal development.
Mm-hmm.
I always call myself a personal development junkie. So what really empowered me and gave me the motivation and the inspiration that I needed was I did a lot of reading. I did a lot of reading
Wow.
specific type of personal development materials. I attended whether it was free workshops or maybe a workshop that was maybe a nominal fee.
Mm-hmm.
Also, lots of times when you work for an organization, looking at what type of programs and things that they will pay for. I was always good at finding something specific
Yeah.
that was out there and making it relate to how I can also support the company, but most importantly, how I could use it for myself
Mm-hmm.
as well personally. So I would encourage just to seek out resources because you can't go at this thing alone. And I think sometimes we try to be a lone wolf when we're going after things, and that's not how it works.
Mm-hmm.
You have to seek community resource, and you have to put yourself out there and talk to people. And I think once when you do that, that you can become, encouraged. So it's really about shifting the atmosphere. Who are
Yeah.
you spending your time with is really key.
Wow. Wow. So true. Asking is very important. Jack Canfield, in his successful principle, he really talks a lot about ask, ask, ask. And this is one of the scaring things that a lot of people want to do is asking, for something, even if they know what they want or if they don't know, it's just, the feeling that you have to ask,
Mhm.
just so scary. So how can someone, that is introvert and just have this fear of asking for help or for someone or a mentor to help them get clear on their vision so they can leave their 9 to 5 job and start their own business? How can they find like the courage to go and ask for this guidance, or how can they find someone that they can trust and just helping them,
Yeah,
making this big transition in their lives?
that's a good question. I would say, and I try to think about where I was at the time when I
Mhm.
was, kind of going through this transition of what I wanted and
Yeah.
how I saw myself showing up in the world. And again, it goes about being in the right spaces,
Mm.
being around like-minded people, people who are in specific careers, people that you see are go-getters,
Yeah.
and just befriend them.
Yeah.
A simple hi, getting to know them, making general conversation,
Mm.
learning a little bit more about them, and you may be coming up across like this, there I really admire, the work that you do and how you carry yourself.
Yeah.
That was always me, I was always fascinated about other professional women. So I
Yeah.
would say things like that, how did you get into your career? You know, what are you passionate about? So it's just really befriending
Yes.
in a very genuine way. And when you do that, people are more open to sharing with you. And when you share with them that you have an interest of doing something, but you're not quite clear.
Yes.
And I had a specific colleague, and I was working as administrative assistant at the time.
Mm.
And she was like a licensed counselor, a professional counselor, and I was working in the healthcare arena at that time. And she said something specifically to me. I see you doing more. She said, I watch how you communicate with people, how you interact with clients. And what she would start doing was bringing me books
Wow.
to read, specific books, personal development books. And so we began to befriend each other, go
Yeah.
to lunch, and I would share things with, for her, what my interests were, and she would tell me how she got started, her background. So, and then when you start letting people know that you're interested in moving
Mhm.
for doing something, beyond what you're doing, they can start connecting you to the right people. Oh, you should talk to such and such.
Wow.
So it takes a leap of courage,
Yes.
and that's what you need in the face of fear. You've
Yeah.
got to take a leap of courage. Take one baby step because it's a process.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. That's true because if you don't really take this leap of faith in really trying to be this person that you challenge yourself and trying to find the answers for all your question, it's get hard, if you really don't find yourself and just put yourself out there. And you mentioned about connection and just connect and network with the right person. I know how important this is because when I moved it here in US, one of the first thing I really did was trying to learn about my new culture, trying to connect with the right person that will take me to where I want to be. Since I was still learning English, I was like, okay, I need to be to the environment where people, speak a very high English so I can learn, from those people. And then I started connect with other professional people here in US that could relate to my background experience, the things that I really did. And I encourage you, I know you are in a step maybe in your life now you want to make this decision to change, to leave your 9 to 5 job and start your own business, and you still don't have a very clear vision. And we believe that you can do it. Yeah, you can
Yes.
really do it if you start to preparing now. Just make a little list, of the things that you wanted to do. First of all, what skills do you have that other people's need? How can you help better your community, our society? And Cherri, I want to go back a little bit of, the fear that people have to make a change, because this is a big change. If you leave, let's say you were working, for 20 years on your 9 to 5 job, and now you have this feeling that you need to do more because you feel you can be more, but it's a big change. How can you not let this fear inside of you block you for not making this change in your life?
That's a good question. And I would say for me,
Mhm.
how I approached it was that I was so, my brother used to tell me, you got to be hungry for it.
Yes.
So I was so hungry for change. I was so hungry for expressing my greatness because I knew there was greatness inside of me.
Yeah.
Lots of times when you're going through a personal transition, maybe a traumatic experience, it can propel you to want more.
Mhm.
So I did a lot of praying. Even now, meditation. Sometimes even I still sometimes get face a little fear. It creeps
Mhm.
in. Here's the
Mhm.
thing, Selma, it doesn't go away.
I agree with you.
It does not go away. So what you have to really think about is we go back to your vision and you go back to the why. Why do you want it? And what will it look like on the other side if you just step over the fence? And when you can just imagine that. And sometimes I just say, you just have to show up like an actress. Act like
You
you
know.
already have it. Act like you have some confidence. I did that a lot in my career. When I first started, oh my God. I couldn't believe that I was doing what I was doing because I was very shy. I didn't like to speak in front of people.
Yes.
Now, who in the world um, thought that I could go into training and speaking? And
Yeah.
I was shy. I was afraid to speak up in the meetings. But again, I visualized myself doing it and I
Mhm.
act as if I already had it. And here's the key about that, though. Sometimes we just got to activate it. It's inside of us.
Yes.
Just that muscle needs to be stretched. It needs to be encouraged. So
Wow.
we have to do something
Okay.
about it, even in the face of fear. So it's a leap of courage.
Yes.
It really is, because the fear will not go away.
Jack Canfield say that feel the fear. You
That's
have to
right.
let yourself feel the fear and do it anyway, even if
Yes.
you are
Mhm.
afraid of
Yeah.
doing.
And admit that you know what, this scares me. This is really big.
Yeah.
But what I want out of it is bigger than the fear. Yeah.
And don't let the fear go in your head, in your heart, so you
Mhm.
feel stuck because you have afraid of doing.
Yes,
Mm.
exactly. Yeah. So it's a courage walk,
Yeah.
and it's a leap of faith. And knowing that, okay, so if I do jack this up,
Yeah.
because you may. It's gonna be okay. It's
Yes.
times where I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I can't
Yeah.
believe I said that. And honestly, sometimes I will ruminate over and beat myself up. But then I have to get out of that. You have to
Yeah.
shake it off.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have to, or what what's the book? I think it's John Maxwell. I think it's called Fail Forward.
Yes. There is so much different than fail for.
Yes,
You
yeah.
can make mistakes, you can feel the fear and just act as you know,
Mhm.
and everything will be okay because it's
Yes.
normal, to feel, to have fear of something new. Even successful people, they have fear for so many things, but they don't let the fears, take control of the action
Right.
and of the change that they want to do it.
Yeah, yeah. And so we go back to preparation is queen.
Yes.
Preparation is queen when you want to move out of the space or the situation that you desire.
Mhm.
And so you've got to create an exit strategy.
Yes.
And in the exit strategy, when I talk about it in my book, we have to let go of some things, some mindsets.
Yeah.
So I talk about knocking down the door of fear, moving past some things that hold you back
Mhm.
from taking that leap of living your big vision.
Wow.
So there's some inner work that you have to do as well.
Yes.
And I think we forget about that part, that that there's a lot of things that within ourselves, even our habits, our being disciplined, being committed to the goal, committed to the vision. What are you willing to do? And what are some trade-offs that you're willing to make? I don't like to use the word sacrifice because that just seems so grueling.
Yes.
I don't feel like I've made sacrifices. I feel like I've made trade-offs. I didn't do maybe certain things because this is what I wanted to do
Mm-hmm.
at the time. So I had to just make a trade-off. I'll have to do that maybe at another time, a later date. But this is more important. This is more in alignment with the vision. So
Yes.
it's a trade-off.
Yeah. You really need to, I would say, like, give up something for you to be able to achieve what you want to do. Yeah, it's true. It's really a trade-off. You have to decide what thing in your life you want to trade in order for you to get where you want to be and to have what you want to be. And,
Mhm.
and this is one of the biggest challenge that a lot of people, they just have because they really don't want to make this commitment
Mhm.
of, trade something that they want for something that there's like, maybe this will take me forever, to
Right.
get there. But you mentioned something also very important, which is like preparation. If you prepare before you change or before you want to do something, even if you will get out of your comfort zone, but if you have like your list of preparation, okay, I need this, I need this, I need this
Yeah.
is what I need, who I need to talk with, or I need this to talk with this person, where I need to network, I need to go and network in this space.
Mhm.
But I don't have clear all my ideas. Okay, who I need to talk with and just to help me get out of my own head and just trying to figure out what I want.
Mhm.
And then if you are thinking and start your own business, you also need to start thinking, okay, who I need to talk with to help me, start my own business, because this is another big step. And also the other thing is, how much are you willing to save in order for you to start, your own business?
Yes. Yeah. So there's so many pieces to
Mm.
this to the puzzle.
Yeah.
And that's why the preparation is so important. If you look at it like you're in the exploration stage of you're discovering, you're exploring what's out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so you really have to do your work first so that you will, know, is this something that I really want to do? And am I really willing to put the time in?
Yes.
So it sounds so nice and glorious, but are you willing to put the work in that it requires? So I would encourage to use your time wisely. Look at your skills, and you just said that it's so important to know what's your skills and your talents. What are
Yeah.
your natural talent set? And is that a lot in alignment with the type of business that you want to pursue? Because you might want to pursue a specific type of business, but if you're some type of person, you're not willing to put, maybe work certain long hours or do certain things,
Yeah.
that's not going to work for you.
Mhm.
Now, there are some, businesses where you do, you have to make a commitment. But if there's something just really outside the scope of who you are, you have to ask yourself, is that really what I want to do?
Or not. Yeah, so true. And Cherri, where people can find your book, Her Exit Strategy, The Working Women's Freedom Plan to Live Your Big Vision, where they
Yeah,
can find this book.
you can find it on Amazon. Well, this is what it
Wonderful.
looks like. You can find it on Amazon.
Yeah, it's a little like blurry. Maybe it's my light. Do you mind put again in different directions so people can see the cover very
Oh,
well?
sure.
Yeah, it was kind of a little,
Let me,
yeah.
can
I
you
think
see there might be too much light?
yes, there's too much light, but okay.
Let's try this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's helps. Okay, that helps a little bit. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So they can find on your website and also on Amazon, right?
Yes, they can find it. I don't have it on my website. I just built a new website, so I don't have it on my website, but you can find it Amazon. Even if you just search my name
Okay.
in Amazon, Cherri, Cherri Walston, Walston, and it will come up.
Wonderful. And don't worry, I will also put here on our YouTube channel below. So you will find our the book information, also share his information if you want to get in touch personally with our mentor. So you will find all information here. Cherri, I just want really to thank you so much, for you to be here with me today and with our also our audience here and give your thoughts and knowledge and experience. And I'm really hoping that we help you, we empower you today to change your life for the better. And I want also to thank you so much for you really to take the time to invest in yourself, and as Cherri says, you have to be willing to really work on yourself in order for you to make the big change that you want in your life. So I invite you to stay connected with us here, subscribe and share with your friends. And for more information, go to my website, selmajacintodominguez.com. And to connect with Cherri, our special guest today, you will find our information below, and I will see you next time. See you soon. Cherri, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. I really do. And I truly believe that a lot of people, they will take so much from our conversation today. And I truly believe that we just help so many other peoples there with this conversation.
Awesome. It's been my pleasure being here. Thank you for having me again.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, Cherri. Thank you so much to you all. Bye bye. See you soon.